Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've got a little comparison video to do for you, and obviously if you can't tell by now, these are two Machinewise knives. Arguably, in my opinion, these are the my personal favorite top two. I think these are both the most expensive of the products that he makes. And so yeah, I guess let's kind of jump into it. I don't want this to be a long video. There, let's open them up first before we get too far into it. So this will be a comparison between the Opus, and you guys have seen it on the channel before, the Serif. So I'm gonna do the comparison, talk about each one individually, and then I'll talk about which one I prefer and kind of just where I'm at with both of these, because they're both very interesting, and I'd argue that they're both one of a kind, even though they're made similarly and they have a similar construction. So let's start off with the new one that I just got in. So I got this in from a trade. I traded that old that other Marin that I had, traded it for this, and at first this was just one of those offers that popped up pretty early on, and I wanted to sell it. I wanted to recoup some of those funds that I put into the other Marin that I have, this guy here. So this was kind of a project Marin for me, where it was a blade from one and the handles from another that had some modding and stuff. So, you know, I had to buy two, and then I had to send them in and whatever, the tune and everything. So with all that said, I racked up quite a bill for that one. So I decided to try and sell the other one, and got no real bites. I got some lowball offers and stuff, but I was offered this, and I hadn't tried an Opus yet. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first saw these, he does this this cutout right here where the blade stops. I think it's for, if I'm not mistaken, it's for when you do a chaplain on the wrong side. So like if you're in the middle of a combo and you accidentally do a chaplain on the blade side, it's not gonna cut you, because the blade doesn't really start until like right here. I don't know if you can see that, but so there's like probably like an inch where it's just metal. It's not going to cut you at all. It's not sharp. And I like that idea, but I just thought, you know, it kind of hurt the aesthetic of it for me. I know with these Opus blades, he mentioned, shout out Will Hirsch, in the Will Hirsch video, Dalen mentioned that he tried to base the Opus blade a little bit off the Marin blade, which the Marin blade I really do like. I'm not a huge Tonto guy, but something about the Marin blade just has clean lines and it's simple, and you can kind of see the resemblance here. Kind of has that same back swedge, but it's a little bit more refined. They got the hollow grind on this one. Actually, this might be a hollow grind as well. Anyway, you can kind of see it's a bit more refined, polished and everything. But yeah, I prefer the Marin blade. But with that being said, I really do like this blade. It has grown on me a lot. It's nice and smooth. It's crowned really well. It's rounded and everything. It's got these really cool machine lines on there. Let's see if I can catch it in the light for you guys. But you can feel it. It's a nice texture, and this one in particular has been used. You can see it's a little tipped. It's not incredibly sharp or anything, which, you know, I kind of prefer that on my live blades. The Serif, on the other hand, is razor sharp, and, you know, I don't mind that, but I don't need it razor sharp per se. Tolerances on this are insane. I mean, I am fully cranking, and you can see it's just barely wiggling. No tap or play of any kind. Machinewise does a great job, and I think I just got an update from him that said he's going to be starting to make his own pivots, which, that's genius. I mean, if you take his level of preciseness and, you know, his perfectionism, and you put it into literally every aspect of this, I mean, the tolerances are going to be just nutty every single time. So I'm very excited for that. And with that being said, I will not be keeping this Opus. So let's just start off with, when I first got it, blown away. I absolutely love the way it flips. These cutouts really add a lot of grip that this Serif doesn't have. As you can see, the Serif it has these really cool like chevrons coming down it, but you know, it's just raw titanium on the sides, and there's no cutouts or anything to mention like that. This gives you all of that, and you know, the cutouts on the sides, everything just, and again, this is a sandwich design, kind of the same deal. Two pieces to make a faux channel, if you will. The cutouts are really nice for flipping. I think for me, it's funny, as I've kind of progressed into flipping, I've noticed that I prefer a more neutral, you know, bias. I used to love a handle bias, and I've kind of moved away from that. I know they have interchangeable weights on both of these, so you can kind of change it to how you want. I just think these cutouts make the handles faster. And for me, that it just helps me in my combos and stuff, helps me in my aerials. It's a little bit easier to manipulate and a little bit more responsive, in my opinion. It's again, these, it's got that same sandwich design as the Serif. But I think it's a little bit like better done. Like these cutout, it's kind of cool how it's like half the cutout, you know? And just everything in general, it's up to Machinewise standards, which is really nice. So let's get into the Serif. So the Opus itself, amazing flipper. I really like it. I'd say it's the best Machinewise product I've flipped, and that's exactly how I felt when I first got this Serif. When I first got the Serif, I was absolutely blown away. It's you know, it's responsive, it's easy to manipulate, it's light and long, and that's kind of what I prefer in a balisong, when it has length and it's light. And that's what a lot of the Fellowship blades has that I really love about it, is these are not heavy balisongs, but they're light. And one thing that they do here that they don't do on the Serif is the weight is more in the tip. It's on the end of the blade. And that just, for me, helps carry a lot of that momentum. You can see these cutouts, it's all cut out, and then the weight is right here kind of on the end. And, you know, when you add the weights to the Serif, you can get that. I have the titanium ones in here, and I think I have, what are these, like the brass ones or something? I could probably switch them out. But it doesn't have that same feel that this one does with the cutouts, where it's just the handles are just moving quickly, and it's almost like there's a little bit of drag, in my opinion, when compared to this. Now, if you take this, you know, just as it is, this is an amazing flipper, and it is very light, and it feels light while flipping. But I just think that this one manipulates a little bit better and flows a little bit better as well. So all in all, I've gushed about this on the channel before. I've talked about it. Loved this when I got it in. Loved this immediately when I got it in, and it didn't take it over at first. At first I was like, yeah, the Opus, it's nice, it's cool, it's light. It feels a lot like the Serif. And then as I flip them back to back, I noticed, you know, I'd be crushing combos on this, and I'd be like, wait a minute, it's going a little bit quicker than, you know, like it's flowing a little bit better, and then it just grew on me. So I think I saw a post where somebody took this is the Serif V1, so it's not on the Marin platform. The Opus is. So if I couldn't do it right now with this specific setup, but if I had a Serif V2 and a new Opus, and an Opus, then I could swap the blades, and I think that for me would probably be my preference. If I could have this sleek, kind of simple blade on these handles, I think that would be awesome. So, you know, another project in the future that I might go for, but as of right now, in my opinion, and again, this is the V1, so I haven't flipped a Serif V2. I think that this flips better than the Serif. Now, sound-wise, the Serif knocks it out of the park all day. This, let's see if I can see. So that's the Opus, right? It's quiet, not a lot of... So again, that's not a great representation off camera like that, but this sounds absolutely nutty. This is the best sounding balisong. It doesn't have a ring. It has kind of like this, it's like a crack. It's such a nice sound. And especially when you're in the middle of your combos and you're just kind of flipping it around and you can hear it. It's a great sound. And that's kind of what these cutouts limit you. They limit the sound because this channel is what makes it sound so good. It's not a ring, it's its own thing. And while this doesn't sound bad, it's not nearly as satisfying as this one. So the Serif, while it is an amazing standalone balisong and it does sound better than the Opus, in my opinion, the Opus flips just a little bit better. And so like I said, maybe I'll do a project in the future where I do some blade swaps and stuff. Maybe even hit up Dalen, see if he could get that done for me. But as of right now, I think, unfortunately, the funds have come to haunt me a little bit, but I think I will be selling both of these. I believe the guy I traded with wants to buy this back. I have no problem with that. He actually put in the work on this. He did this is secondhand, the mirror polish on the handles. He did that, and it looks incredible. But he was saying, hey, if you ever want to sell it back. And I was like, you know what? If you got the money, let me know. Also, this is for sale as well. I'm not keen on selling this one as quickly. But, you know, it's mint. It's sharp. It flips well. No, I mean, look, almost no play, no tap or anything. This is, I'd call it mint. So it's for sale. Let me know. I'm not really trying to do a trade or anything like that. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to come on here. I know that these might be leaving the collection soon, so I just kind of wanted to make a little video, kind of just, these right now are like two of my favorite flippers. And there was a trend going on Reddit, and it was like, oh, post your top 5 Ballies. And I was like, shit, man. I was sitting there for like 15-20 minutes flipping them back to back, just because the Serif has been like my go-to for so long. And I came down and I was like, it came down to it. I was like, you know what? I like the Opus more. I just like the way it flips more. And so yeah, I wanted to hop on here, do a little video before these leave. Again, didn't want this to be super long, and of course we're almost at 15 minutes. Anyway, if you stuck around this long, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try and pump out some more stuff coming up soon. I know this has been a lot of balisong stuff. I'm actually in the process of getting a new job and moving, so there might be a little bit of a lag, but once I do get the new job and I do move, and I'll probably have a little bit more of a new setup, so hopefully that'll be good. So anyways, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.